So last episode, I felt like complete crap and didn't want to talk. And the morning after that, I woke up with the flu or whatever sickness gives you a runny nose, a sore throat, and a coldness down to your bones. Um, but I kind of feel like recording, so I'm gonna give it a go. See how well I do. Um, what you see now, you're probably a little bit confused if you watched the last episode. But I took apart that back dome area that we built last time because I didn't like the way it looked. And I'm going to show you a more correct way to do it. It was a little bit too tall in my opinion. It's not supposed to be, it's not even supposed to be equal height to the top of the actual roof up there that we did last episode. And I'm connecting the edges here because it makes it a lot easier to build the dome. It just makes it a little simpler, easier to understand, I guess. So what we want to do is build four blocks there, one space away from the lip, and basically the number we're going to use as a measuring tool of sorts is going to be 2. So you're going to want, well, it's 4, I guess. You're going to want 4 blocks here, 4 blocks here, 4 blocks here. It's like stairs of 2x2s, basically. And that's going to be the height and depth of the dome. And you'll see what I mean in a second. So what you want to do is continue the 2-block high slope, if you will, to a certain degree until you want to go diagonally. But the way you can measure this easily is there needs to be 3 blocks here at the edge, and then you can keep going diagonally like this. It's really hard for me to explain. I don't really know how to put it in words. So you continue this, and then when you go diagonally, there needs to be 3 blocks here at the edge. And there's going to be 3 blocks here, 3 blocks here. That's how the trend is going to continue. And then you want to seal it off on the edge there, just so it's in keeping with the same height. There's going to be a lot of extra blocks when you build it this way on the bottom, and you can eliminate that if you really want to. Okay, come on. Alright, so we're going to continue this a little bit out. I think that's actually too far, definitely too far. And then that's where your diagonal starts. Like that. And then you just fill in the rest. If you don't want to build along, I'll probably have an annotation for you to skip this part if you wanted to actually keep what we did last time. Okay, I think that's the way it's supposed to be. Just to check, there's 3 blocks here, 3 blocks here, and it just continues over and over. There's 2 here, so we did that a little too big. And there's the 3 blocks, and then at the end, looking at it now, I believe it should only be like a 1 line here, and then it meets the next edge. Unlike here, this is supposed to be different from this. It's a different width. But we're just gonna continue until I finish, and then hopefully you can see what I'm talking about. My throat is absolutely killing me. And it should all be symmetrical. Hopefully it's symmetrical, which in this case it isn't. I'm just going to correct it because I don't really want to deal with whatever I did wrong. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I guess we'll correct this one little tiny bit. Okay, so as you can see, this width here is different from this one space here and here, and it's going to be the same thing. Only these 3 layers are going to have that one space thing. And then looking at that, looking at a picture of the mansion I built already, the roof on it, it's going to get a little bit more narrow. I mean more wide, the gap. And then I'm just filling in a bunch of stuff because it's going to get a lot easier to build it. That was fantastic grammar. Okay, things look symmetrical so far, so that's a good sign. What you're going to want to do for this little shift here is count the corners, and according to my picture there's going to be 4, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you just go inwards like that. And it's still going to be 2 layered though, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just bring it out like that. And then I think it's another 3. So you want 3 blocks here, and then you start building the second one. I mean, the next layer. And all this stuff that I'm building underneath here is going to be a lot of excess, but it's easier than just building in the air. And then here you're just going to want 2 corners. It's going to be like a nice little thing. And then on top, it's just that. And that should be precisely how I built the dome for the original mansion. Yeah, it looks exact. So that's that. Just to give you some angles of it. So you can build it yourself if you couldn't keep up with what I was just doing. I probably wouldn't be able to. Okay, what we're gonna do now is just a bunch of time-lapse roofing, I guess, for this outside. You're gonna want to stay in keeping with the 2-block lip over the sandstone. So start like that, and then keep it going. And then when you're gonna want to start layering it on top. Just 1 block layers, just like the top is, just like the first part is. I don't know how tall I made this bottom roof area, but I'm gonna probably take a second in the middle of the time lapse to find that out and implement it. So I'll catch up with you guys in a second. Okay, now I need to show you guys how to deal with this part right here. What you're gonna notice when you connect this is that it's the same height as the white area, the iron blocks that we constructed way earlier. Just bring that straight to the iron blocks, and you want to continue that pattern so that it makes a nice little, I don't even know what to call it, but it's gonna connect with every block of iron in like a staircase fashion. Like that. Nice and neat. And then after I'm done with this, I'm just gonna go ahead and straight time lapse into doing this top part and then the other side of the mansion. Okay, this episode has been mostly boring time-lapsing, but before my computer decides to explode because of the massive amount of stuff it just wrote and the space it took up, I do want to do one last thing. A lot of the corners in the mansion have sandstone pillars on the outside. So you're going to have 3 pillars on this corner here. And 3 on this corner here. It doesn't go all the way up to the roof. It just goes one space. It just goes all the way up until one space is between the roof and the pillar. I clearly don't know how to speak English anymore, so clearly this has gone on long enough and my sickness is getting to me. Then mirror it on the other side all the way up until you leave one space. And then here. And then there's a couple on the front as well. Going to the front, you're going to have the same thing over here on this edge. And then that window should be a little more symmetrical now. Same thing here. And there's a gigantic pillar here, but it touches this one actually touches the roof, I believe. And then it makes a little fancy design on the outside, like that. So just to show you what it looks like. And then you want to do the same thing on the other side. I feel like a lot of this episode has been obvious because the roofs have been exactly the same, essentially, for the upper part and the lower parts. So instead of ending it here, I'm just going to do one last thing, which is this back iron pillar that we didn't build yet. What you're going to do is you're going to extend this entire thing 16 blocks high. So 1, 2, so that should be 16, I think. Okay, that's that. If you want to understand what this pillar does, you can carve a little way into the back, and that's going to be the back door. There are a couple episodes left to this. If you've been following along or building alongside me, thank you for staying with me. I'll probably have a few more episodes very soon for you, but since I'm sick, it probably won't be as fast as this one because my throat is killing me now that I realize it, now that I think about it. But we'll pick up here next episode. Thanks for watching.